channel. My name is Mimi and this is Budget with Me. In this video, I'm actually going to be doing a requested video that I've gotten from several different people that I feel like I should just break down for you all. I have answered the questions that I can answer in the comment section, or those of you that have emailed me, I've answered those questions to the best of my ability. But I figured, why not make a video for everyone to see, just in case you may have the same exact questions as the next person. So what we're actually going to be doing is we're going to be doing a how to start a budget plan. And I know everyone has seen the planners, the digital planners, the paper planners. And to be quite honest, guys, when I first started, I didn't have any of those things. I used pen and paper. Pen and paper worked just fine for me for the longest time, but then I decided to be a little fancy. And I went to the paper planners, then I went into a digital planner. So if you guys have not watched the video, I am super excited about my new digital planner. Me and my designer and I worked very hard on that planner. She did majority of the work. I just put my input and what I liked in the planner, how I envisioned the planner, and you know, she did all of the back end work. So if you guys have not checked out my video that should be out right before this video, please check that out, because she worked very hard on that planner and I so greatly appreciate her for that. So thank you so much. You know who you are. Thank you. The planner should be live in my Etsy shop as well. I've been having some issues uploading it because I did not know that Etsy had like a cap on the file size that you can send. So I've been playing around with that, trying to get it sent out to Etsy, and yeah, that was a whole mess. So it should be live now, hopefully by the time you see this video I figured it out. If not, I'm sorry. I had to make some adjustments really quickly. So jumping right into the video, so we're gonna start by, where do you even begin when you decide to do budget planning? So where I began at is I went through 3 to 6 months of my bank statements. I looked at my income, like an estimate of my income, or if you have a fixed income, that is kind of even better. Like if you know exactly how much your checks are gonna be, that's even better. And then I looked at what I was spending my money on. Guys, honestly, most of my money was going to food. It was ridiculous. Like ridiculous how much money I was spending on food. Like, we're not even gonna talk about it. From there, I looked at my bills that I was spending, and then I just kind of wrote everything out, looked at my income versus my expenses, and then what I was left over with, and I just was not happy with those numbers. So I started looking up like ways to budget, how to manage my money better than I was managing it, because I was managing it pretty well. I was just spending it on food. And then I started from there. So I'm just going to show you guys how I started from beginning to end with my budget. So the first thing that I would do is, and I'm going to use fake numbers here. These numbers are not realistic numbers because I don't know what everyone's income is. And honestly, my income is variable, so it's not a good representation either. However, I'm going to use false numbers. So let's say your income every single month is about $4,000 a month, which is a good amount. That's a good paycheck to me. The next thing you'll want to look at is your bills. Like your bills and utilities. I'll just put that. Why can I never spell utilities? I-L-I-T-I-E-S? Let me know if I'm spelling that right, guys. So you want to write down each one of your bills. That's how I do it. You can just keep like a full tally of your bills. I like to separate my bills out. I know some people just put like rent and then utilities and everything else in one thing. I like to have everything separate. So I'm going to do it the way I do it. So we have, I can't think, rent. I'll just put utilities to make it simple. But utilities include the light bill, the water bill, the cable bill, anything like that that you want to include. And then you want to have your other bills, which is like your phone bill, any life insurance policies that you have, your car insurance, things like that, your car note, that'll be included in your bill section. Then you want to put gas for your car, because that is a bill. Gas for your car is a bill. Groceries is also another bill. If you're a person that has noticed that you eat out a lot, that is considered a bill for you. So you want to stop there. Those are like the main things that you're seeing you're spending money on consistently. So those are your bills and your utilities. So let's say that your rent is $900 a month, and I'm gonna bring out my calculator so that we can start subtracting these amounts. So you make $4,000 a month, your rent is $900. All right. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do it like that. I'm just gonna add these up and subtract as we go. Your utilities at your house. Guys, I still have like this stuff on my hands, and it is making my hands like, it's a moisturizer that I'm trying, and when I say it is moisturizing, but it keeps coming off. It's really annoying. Your utilities is about $350 a month. Your other bills, so car note, insurance, things like that, those run you about $800 a month. Gas in your car, let's say every week you see that you're spending about, I don't know, $75 a week. So that's $300 for gas. Groceries, you eat out more than you actually make groceries. So groceries every month, you probably spend about $200. And then eat out, you spend about $400. That was me. Like, no joke, guys. I'm not even joking. Like, we ate out a lot. Like, we were not cooking in this house whatsoever. So after tallying everything up, you're noticing that after your expenses you're noticing that you are constantly spending money on came out to $2,950. Now we subtract that from the $4,000 that you make, you are left with $1,050. However, that's not it. That's not where you stop. You don't stop and just have $1,050 in your bank account. So now we go down the line and we're looking at the things that you're noticing that you're spending money on. So we have clothing. We have, I'm just gonna ballpark and say entertainment. That can be what am I writing? Entertainment. That can be anything. I kind of can't talk and write at the same time, if you guys haven't noticed so far. You do a lot of things with your family. So you do family weekends. You spend a lot of things like on your nails, yourself. Like, I'm just gonna put nails, self-care. You spend a lot of money on those products. Let's see. You had a car maintenance expense. You had, I'm trying to think of like some other, you have a pet. So I'm just gonna put pet. If you have kids, you would include kids. So I'm just gonna keep it basic and keep it at, nope, I wanna add one more thing. Household expenses. Because obviously you have a house and you have household expenses outside of groceries. So then you're looking at, you wanna add up every single time. It doesn't have to be like consistently every single month you're using the same amount. However, these are every single month you are noticing these patterns of these things that you're spending money on. So you want to give yourself like a ballpark range of how much you're spending. So on clothing, you notice your biggest clothing charge was $400. Your smallest one was about $100 on clothes. So you want to kind of meet in the middle somewhere, and I would say that you spend about $200 on clothes every single month. So we're at $1050. We're really not at $1050 because you now have $850 left over because you're spending this money on clothing. So then entertainment, you go out every single weekend. You don't spend that much money, but you spend about $100. With your family, you're noticing you also spend about $100. Self-care is a major charge for you. That is $300. Car maintenance probably runs you about $150. Your pet, about $50 a month. Pets don't need that much stuff. And then household expenses run you about $150 a month. So let's add these expenses up really quickly. So did I hit it? Did I hit the nail on the car? Did I hit the nail? Let me see. Let me add that one more time because I think I did. And if I did, that was some good math in my head. Sure was. So After you've looked at everything and gave yourself a ballpark range of what you've been spending every single month, you notice that you spent your whole paycheck. Every month you're spending your whole paycheck. So then what you want to do is, it's okay to spend your paycheck. It's your paycheck. You work hard for your money. However, I came to the realization that I needed to make some changes within self. I wasn't putting as much money into savings. I was just splurging. So maybe you've looked at this paper and you've noticed, I don't have any money left over to put into savings outside of if you have a 401k with your job. I don't have any money for an emergency fund if anything pops up. I don't have any money for these outside categories for if anything pops up. So then that's where I felt like the budgeting came into play. I had to cut back on a few things. I had to cut back on my eating out. I had to cut back on getting my hair done all the time. I mean, I changed up my hair like a lot. It was pretty bad. Buying clothing that, guys, I went through my closet and I have clothes with tags on it. That's when I knew I had a problem. So I have a really big like purse addiction right now. So I've been doing better. I have not purchased a new purse. However, I have been looking at a purse that I really, really want. And I'm probably going to treat myself to that purse because I deserve it. But back to what we're saying. So you want to go ahead and you want to evaluate the things that you're spending money on. Come up with a plan for yourself on how you want to move forward with putting more money into like these emergency funds. Let's say you have a vacation planned. You want to go ahead and break down and cut out whatever you can cut out. Maybe you can cut out your eating fund. Maybe you can slice that in half. Instead of eating out twice a day, eat out once a day. Your grocery bill may come up, but you can watch a lot of videos on some cheap meals. I'm telling you, I've been watching them and I'm going to be doing them because groceries are getting more and more expensive. So with things rising up, we need to start looking at how we can cut things, how we can change things in our budget, how we can make our money more efficient for us. So when you do your budget planning, and if you guys want to email me, I'm not charging you to give you a budget. I'm not charging you to give you advice on how to start a budget. I'm not going to charge you on things like that. If you guys have any further questions or you would like me to do a budget for you, I am more than willing to do so for you. Now if you guys want to pay me, you know, you can, but I will not be charging you guys for that because I feel like budgeting has affected my life and has changed my life so much that I really want to share this with you all. So if you guys have any questions further on where you want to begin with your budgeting, email me. Let me know what you want to do, and we'll go forward from there. The next thing that I'm going to do is, now you've looked at your budget. You've looked at your budget. You figured out your budget. You figured out some categories that you feel like you're putting money into, and then we're going to move from there. So I had an extra binder. If you guys remember, I had my beautiful purple binder that I used to use. I've just been having it sitting in the drawer with all the rest of my stuff that I purchased in the beginning. And I picked out just some categories that I thought were everyday categories that people would use. So I'm going to go down the line. So again, sorry guys, let me just move the stand because I keep hitting it. So again, we're going to go income. Your income is about $4,000. So we're going to write these categories down. So we have rent. And I just added these little trackers because I thought they were cute. Utilities. Utilities just has too many eyes in it. Jesus. Your outside bills. Gas. And that's gas for your car. Grocery. Entertainment. Your personal spending money. And guys, starting off with one binder, there's nothing wrong with that. I know plenty of people that only have one binder. I just have a lot of categories that I do spend money on that one binder wasn't gonna work for me. Your car. And then the most important one of all is savings. So after looking at your budget, and this can be monthly, this can be weekly, this can be bi-weekly cash stuffing. I'm a weekly cash stuffer, so I'm going to base it off of weekly. So if we're doing weekly, then that means that every single month you are cash stuffing $1,000. The way I do it is I take everything and I divide it into 4 weeks normally. Now some months do have 5 weeks. However, we're going to keep it simple and we're going to do 4 weeks. So when you cash stuff, now this, let me be clear with this. I know some of you are probably going to ask, well, how am I supposed to do that if I have to pay my rent? You can do this in a number of ways. So actually, because if you guys watch my videos and you know how I'm going to do it, so I'm actually going to do this a different way for you all. So, let's say you are a weekly budgeter. Now, you know, rent and these things, they are due at certain points. So what you want to do is you can either split those bills into 4s or you can split them into 2s. That is how I used to do my planning. I also used to take whatever I had due at that time, and that's what I would pay. Rent is a major bill for most people. I did split my rent in half. Because if your rent is $900 and you only made $1,000, only thing you have is $100 left over. Now I can do a budget with $100. I can make that work. I could put the $900 into rent. Let's say your utilities, your bills, those things are not due right now. We can put $30 into gas. We can put $30 into groceries. You get no entertainment money, no personal money, no spending money. $10 for out to eat money, and the rest goes into your savings. The following week, rent is now covered. So let me just map that out for you just so you can see what I'm saying. So this is week 1. So week 1, you covered rent. No other bills are due at the time. However, we still have $30 to put into gas. So let's go ahead and start subtracting. So 30 into gas. Let's do 30 into groceries. I think that's a good amount. Entertainment, we're going to have to skip. Personal, we're going to have to skip. Shopping, we'll have to skip. I do think that you need like a little bit of money for yourself. So let's say we'll do $20 into food. We're going to skip anything saving for your car. And we do want to put something into savings every single time. So there's your $1,000. That is how your $1,000 is going to be mapped out. And I know that that is a big stretch. However, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I was one of those people. I had to stretch my money and make it work. Now I've gotten to the point where I'm 1 month ahead, and that does take a process to get to. Your savings could be helping you getting to 1 month ahead on your bills. You could put a 1 month ahead fund. You could start having extra income, so now you can put more money into other places. So now let's go with week 2. So we did week 1. Our rent is now paid, so we don't have that to worry about. We still have our utilities to pay, but there's only one bill that came out. It's $200. Our other bills, $400. So now we're at $600. Gas, we didn't drive as much as we did week 1, but week 2, we definitely need more money. Now we're at $700. Groceries, $30 was a bit of a stretch. $100 is going to do you a little bit better. So now we are left with $800. Again, I think money should always go into savings. So let's put $50 into your savings. So now we have, what do we have? We're left with $150. So let's see, where else can we put some money? Let's put $50 towards your car. Let's put another 20 towards food. You actually did pretty good with food. Let's put 20 towards shopping. Let's do 30 towards personal and 20 towards entertainment. And if I add that up again, that should be did I mess something up? 30, 100. Yeah, I left out $10. So let's just do 30 here. It's not real numbers, so it will be a-okay. 200 and then 600. So now we've worked out our budget for week 2. Week 2 was a little bit more flexible. We got our rent out the way. So that first week is a bit of a stretch. Week 2, 3, and 4 are going to be a little bit better. Now, what I would say do if you have a 5-week month, don't put your income at $5,000. Still base your income off of $4,000. Use that 5th week to try to get at least a week ahead on some of these bills. So I would take all of these and divide them by 4. And then that is what I would put into my envelopes. I would get myself 1 week ahead. If they have 4 months that have 5 weeks in them, by that 4th month, you are now 1 month ahead. And that's what I did. So don't just go splurge on that 5th week. Like for me, I get paid on Tuesdays. There are 5 Tuesdays in January. I'm going to have 1 extra check, which will put me 2 weeks ahead again on my bills. If you get paid on Fridays, I think there's like 3 or 4 months that have 5 weeks. If you have some extra income, that's going to help you. I would say get 1 month ahead on your bills, because then this week 1 won't be so much of a headache for you. It won't be so much of a stressor for you, because then you can take your bills, divide them by 4, and then that's what you would break your bills down, versus having to spend that $900 every single month and you're only left with $100 to break down. So I won't do the rest of it. Like I said, if you guys have any further questions on budgeting, where to begin, if I can create a budget for you, let me know your expenses, let me know your bills, let me know what you want your categories to be. I am more than welcome to helping you all. So I will see you guys in my next video. As always, I try to make my videos short and they just don't work. But have a good night, guys. Again, Happy New Year. If you guys haven't seen any of my videos prior to the new year, Happy New Year, and you guys enjoy your day. Have a good night.